Cops that have lost thousands on lawsuits. We all understand what a difficult job being a police officer is. But what happens when the same police commit errors that end up costing them thousands of dollars? Do you know some cops have lost thousands of lawsuits? This cop is one of them. The top sergeant, Daniel Garza, takes on Mario Cardona. Daniel Garza was powerless after being knocked to the ground and stuck there. Garza had known Mario Cardona, a street policeman, for years.
Garza to come down to the street, and as soon as he did, Cardona began his assault. Both sides claimed that they weren't the aggressor, but a neighbor who saw the incident took Garza's side in his testimony.
Cardona was about to break his wrist, but what had caused him to act in such a violent manner? He later said that his actions were motivated by resentment towards Garza, whom he believes attempted to abduct his stepdaughter. Garza and Naomi Villanueva, Cardona's stepdaughter, had been dating before the event. Garza was in his mid-20s and they dated for around 2 years after she turned 18. However, things between them had soured and were now a continual jumble of disputes and disagreements.
Alleging false arrest, unreasonable search and seizure, excessive force, assault and battery, negligence, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. To make his case even stronger, a video of the encounter, filmed by one of Garza's neighbors, was also presented at the trial. Speaking in defense of the city was the former Deputy City Attorney Michael Amarian. The U.S. District Judge
Villanueva, according to court documents, had relocated from her parents' Whittier home into a property in Downey that was approximately 20 minutes away with a friend. Villanueva said in court that Garza visited her new residence one evening in May 2015.
Help me, please. He's abusing me. Okay.
Her ex-boyfriend allegedly became enraged when he noticed her and a buddy hanging out with several other males and accused her of infidelity. The former LA police officer was accused of kidnapping and assaulting the daughter, Villanueva, in 2015 while she was off duty. The incident sparked outrage among Villanueva's family, which notified the Downey Police Department. In 2016, Garza filed federal lawsuit against Mario Cardona, Chief Beck, and the City of Los Angeles, alleging false arrest, search and seizure, excessive force, assault, battery, negligence, and intentional emotional distress. The jury agreed with Garza's defense, and the court found Cardona guilty of malice. In 2017, Garza was ordered to pay $210,000 in damages, attorney's fees, and $26,000 for post-trial costs. The City of Los Angeles refused to take responsibility for Cardona's actions. Now for our next one. In 1990, Harold Hill and his co-defendant Dan Young Jr. were convicted of the rape and murder of Kathy Morgan in Chicago. Detectives Kenneth Bordeaux and John Halloran were assigned the case, and 17 months later, Hill and Young Jr. confessed to the crime. However, the case became murky when Williams was in jail when the crime was committed. Hill and Young were tried jointly, with Hill being 16 at the time. DNA tests revealed that Hill and Young were not the same people, and the cellular materials underneath Kathy Morgan's fingernails could not have come from either one.
The juries found Hill and Young guilty of murder, and they were sentenced to life without parole.
Oh. Guilty.
Despite prosecutors' stubbornness, a new investigation was initiated and charges against Hill and Young were dismissed in 2005. However, Young was killed in a hit-and-run incident in Chicago, and Hill felt a great injustice had been done to him. He filed a complaint against the city, the police, and the detectives involved, accusing them of forcing a confession and violating his civil rights.
He filed a complaint against the city of Chicago, the police, and the 2 detectives involved with his case.
The case was settled by the City of Chicago for $1.25 million in 2011, with Hill's share of the settlement amounting to $500,000. He's now serving 27 years in prison for an unrelated armed robbery charge. Guess how much payout did this next case have for a cop? Chicago taxpayers have faced a $25 million payout to settle lawsuits against the city's police department.
10-year-old Guadalupe Franco Martinez left behind 6 devastated kids.
The Council Finance Committee approved payouts for 3 lawsuits accusing officers of misconduct. The city's also on the hook for the actions of officers who interrogated Patrick Prince, who spent 25 years in prison for a murder he didn't commit.
A jury may likely find that Officer Blanco was willful and wanton
when he entered the intersection of Irving and Ashland.
The settlement's for $9 million, which could have been anywhere from $25 to $50 million had he gone to trial.
His claims that he confessed only as a result of physical and psychological abuse during his interrogation.
The law department said it could have been anywhere from $25 to $50 million if he had gone to trial.